Welcome back to Disturbed Reality. In the summer of 2023, a new criminal group announced their presence in the Mexican state of Veracruz, and on the 17th of September 2023, said group released a gruesome video and statement of intent, threatening locals and the general public. The video is reminiscent of the old days, with the clip reminding me of several of the old Zeta and Golf Cartel videos released during the early 2010s. The group behind the video go by the name of Los Tercios, or in English, the Thirds. I've only become aware of the group in the past few weeks, and after a little research, the name the Thirds seems to derive from the fact that they are made up of elements of three cartels, Grupo Sombra, Los Zetas, and Gente de la Sierra, all of which have had disputes with CJNG for territory in the state of Veracruz. The group seems to have a similar setup to Carteles Unidos, or in English, the United Cartels in the state of Michoacán. Carteles Unidos being a group comprised of various smaller cartels, attempting to halt the advances of CJNG in the states. Veracruz has become an increasingly violent state in recent years, due to its strategic importance in CJNG's drug trafficking empire. The state of Veracruz is home to several seaports, which CJNG use and control to bring in precursor chemicals from China to create fentanyl. In controlling the ports, the shipments pass through without being checked, giving CJNG a huge advantage in the narco world. Los Tercios primarily operate in Poza Rica, a city in Veracruz. It seems that the group were formed after the plaza in Poza Rica changed hands to CJNG. The Tercios clan have been making much noise all summer, leaving dismembered bodies, narco banners, and threats to the lives of anyone who crosses them. Los Tercios first came on my radar in August of 2023 when they released a video showing the interrogation of a man named Noe Ramon. Noe Ramon revealed himself to be a Federal Electricity Commission worker and confessed to giving financial kickbacks to CJNG. Noe Ramon was then dismembered off camera. His body was found on the 17th of August, accompanied by a narco banner signed by two mysterious figures, El Jefe 01 and El Jefe L01. Even more disturbingly, on the 14th of August, multiple bodies were found in freezers in the city of Poza Rica, all mutilated and dismembered. The bodies were found in two safe houses, and it's unclear on how many bodies were actually recovered, but reports vary from 13 to 34 mutilated corpses. Many suggest that the victims may have belonged to CJNG, though it actually doesn't seem to be the case. After dumping Noe Ramon's mutilated corpse plain in public view, they left a narco banner accompanying it, as mentioned previously. In the banner, they accuse the CJNG of actually being responsible for the bodies left in the freezer. They blame it on El Huacho, who seems to be the CJNG plaza boss in Poza Rica. The banner states, "The cleanup has arrived, and we have shown that we managed to do our part. Poza Rica is ours now. What are you waiting for, Cuitlahuac Garcia? What did Coco give you that made you protect him so much? Do you really believe that El Huacho is no longer in Poza Rica?" By orders of Coco, they had frozen the bodies for a long time. El Coco is a high-ranking CJNG member in Poza Rica, and the Tercios claim he paid the mayor, Cuitlahuac Garcia, for protection. In later reports surrounding the case, News media suggested that 16 men were arrested in relation to the bodies in the freezers, and the report states that the men were indeed likely part of CJNG and not Los Tercios as originally claimed by Cuitlahuac Garcia. Also, on the 4th of August, yet another body was found in Poza Rica, once again accompanied by a narco banner signed by Los Tercios. Images of the body seem to indicate that the male victim was also flayed. The message accompanying the body threatens local business owners, warning them to pay protection and also warning hawks or lookouts working for other organisations. Los Tercios, also known as Grupo Tercios, have certainly made a deliberate effort to make their presence known in Poza Rica, and as we know from cartels, what better way than extreme violence? What is also startling is the brazen threats against regular citizens and business owners, not just rival cartels or corrupt law enforcement officials. The status of Los Tercios is still currently surrounded in mystery, and the case is very recent, so this story is still developing. I'm sure in the coming months, however, we will see, hear, and find out much more about Los Tercios. I do apologise for the lack of information on the group, but as of right now, there isn't much to go on. It's almost as if they popped out of nowhere. But nevertheless, what happens in the actual video? The video is a short one, at only 48 seconds in length, and the video quality is very poor. It was shot in a jungle-type location during the middle of the day. Immediately, as you play the clip, you are met with a scene of brutality and barbarism. In the scene, you see two men kneeling on the ground in front of 10 heavily armed sicarios. You also see a body closest to the camera that has already been hacked to pieces. The hitmen are carrying high-grade weaponry and melee weapons such as machetes. Also, they are dressed in uniform. They are all wearing jeans with black long-sleeved hoodies. All the hoodies seem to have white text written on them. They all look exactly the same, so more than likely they are Los Tercios uniform. The two men kneel as a sicario reads out a statement. It's also worth noting that the man kneeling on the right is possibly already dead. He is shirtless, not moving, and actually appears to be propped up. I may be wrong, it's hard to tell due to the camera quality. The victim on the left, however, is still very much alive. The sicario reading the statement sounds exactly the same as the sicario who interrogated Noé Ramon. The statement reads as follows: "This message goes out to everyone who's working independently. Store owners, hawks, and the charitas. We're going to fucking destroy all of you. Keep thinking nothing is going to happen to you guys. We're the ones in charge here. We will snatch you out of your homes in the same manner that we removed these dumbasses that you see here. All of the heads of the taxi syndicates need to fall into formation with us. Otherwise, you will end up cut into little pieces. Sincerely, Grupo Tercios." In a quick note, some of you who research cartels may have seen that taxi drivers are actually at a very high risk of murder by drug gangs. From what I gather and have been told, the reason it is such a risky profession is because cartels will use taxi drivers as lookouts, which makes sense as they are always patrolling the local areas and know them like the back of their hand. So anything that sticks out, they will notice. This is why cartels recruit them as halcons or lookouts. Such individuals will not have a choice in the matter. It's fall in line or die, and even then, you are at risk of being snatched up by the rival cartels, as seemed to be the case with this video. So it is possible that the victims in the video were linked with CJNG, but again, probably likely more due to necessity than choice. After the statement is read out, which lasts about 30 seconds, the brutality ensues. Two of the Sicarios then take a pickaxe each, both of which have a distinctive red head, and proceed to strike the victims. The victim on the right, who may already be dead, doesn't react as he has the pickaxe point driven into the side of his skull. The Sicario then pulls it out, swings again, and drives the metal point deeper into the man's cranium. The Sicario, attempting to kill the victim on the left, actually misses his first swing. Instead, he catches the victim on the top of the head with the top of the pickaxe and not the point, which knocks down the poor victim to the ground. The pickaxe also slips out of the killer's hand after the first strike. He picks up the pickaxe and swings again, this time appearing to drive the pickaxe into the victim's cheek or jaw, causing him to let out a horrifying, blood-curdling shriek. It can't even be described as a scream, but more of a high-pitched whine. It's absolute nightmare fuel. The killer holds the victim down with the pickaxe still in the side of his face, and another Sicario proceeds to strike him in the face and neck with a machete, all while the victim is shrieking in pain. Another man is also using a regular axe to cut up the other victim. The video then jump cuts, showing the Sicarios standing behind the mutilated remains of the victims. The Sicarios then shout in unison, "We are Grupo Tercios," as they all raise their weapons in the air. This is where the video ends. Such a case, in my opinion, highlights the delicate matter of such videos. I've mentioned before that many tend to approach such cases with the mindset that it's just bad guys killing bad guys, and while in certain cases, sometimes the victim in such videos is indeed a truly reprehensible human being, on other occasions, this isn't actually the truth. That seems to be the case with this particular video. The victims seemed to be regular citizens, more than likely taxi drivers who rejected their request to fall into formation, as per the words of the Sicarios. Even if they did cooperate, it's very likely that they would then be at risk of being murdered by other rival cartels. Such workers are very often stuck between a very real rock and a hard place. I feel it's really important to highlight that not everyone who is technically linked or has ties to a drug cartel is necessarily doing it out of their choice, more so just to stay alive as they try to earn an honest living. The reality is, regular civilians get victimized by such cartels on a daily basis. But anyway, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it, if you can enjoy this sort of content. If you're new here, if you could smash subscribe, it would be much appreciated. Also, if you could drop me a follow on Twitter, the link will be in the pinned comments. And also follow me on Twitch, if you're looking for a more light-hearted time. You know, on Twitch we kind of relax, kick back, have fun. We don't talk about anything serious, like the topics on this channel. But yeah, I mean, what can I say? Another day, another cartel video. Truly despicable stuff, and I would implore you, do not search for the video. But anyway, as always, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.